My name's Jerry Schafer. I've got a BA in accounting from Walsh College, 1975. I was not particularly engaged as a high school student. I really had no plans to attend college. And I ended up at Macomb Community College really to humor my parents, I think, more than anything else. And I signed up for the accounting program at Macomb because really math and numbers really the only thing other than English, probably the only thing I really enjoyed in high school. So I figured, well, I've got to get to a program, so I'll sign up for accounting, and found that I really liked it. And about probably 6 or 9 months into being at Macomb, I've determined I'm going to really need to figure out how am I going to extend this to a 4-year degree. I want to really turn this into something. So I saw the advertisement for Walsh posted at Macomb. Walsh was a great avenue for me because it was local, it was affordable. Certainly, I didn't have any scholarship available to myself, or didn't have any money either to speak of. So it was local, it was affordable, and it would transfer all my credits. So I didn't have to worry about losing a lot of the credits that I had accumulated at Macomb. So it was a great option for me. Even though I had not heard of Walsh before, I thought this hits all the buttons for me. It's something I can afford. It's something I don't have to leave home for, and it's also going to allow me to get all my credits transferred and get my degree in 2 years. So that's how I ended up at Walsh back in whenever that was, 1973. Walsh was a great investment for me. Ironically, I only worked in the accounting and finance areas for about 12 years of my 40-year work life. But I spent my whole working life at McDonald's Corporation, and I ended up traveling the world, living in different parts of the world, and working in many different functional areas, to include supply chain and real estate development and retail operations and so forth directly. And then indirectly, I managed many other functions, marketing and business insight, HR, et cetera. But the irony is that although I only directly worked in accounting and finance for about 12 years, it turns out, which I didn't know at the time I was studying accounting, that it is foundational to pretty much anything you do. So it was a great foundation to have, and a great financial and business acumen to have for all my working life, and actually outside of my working life as well. It's a great skill. So it definitely benefited me indirectly and directly over my 40-year working life. I had no intention of going to college. Actually, I was 18 years of age and I was making almost as much money as my father at the time. So, and based on the way McDonald's was expanding back then, I was on track to probably run my own restaurant within 18 months or so, which would have been about a 50 or 60% increase over my pay at the time. So, I mean, I thought to myself, I don't need to go to college. I'm going to make a lot more money than my father within 2 years. So fortunately, God bless my parents for convincing me to go to college, at least to try going to college, because as my father said, that's fine, you're making good money now, but your income is going to be limited, and your income potential is going to be limited if you don't have an education. So he was right, obviously. And so that's how I ended up at the beginning to humor my parents. But once I got engaged, I really enjoyed it and found that it was going to be foundational for me in life. And as it turns out, it certainly was. And certainly The other parts my parents said were, look, if you want to run a restaurant, you can do that. Doesn't mean you can't get an education. So now, it was a little difficult to navigate working full-time and going to school as well, but that was the toughest part. Otherwise, it was a great experience and a great decision that I made indirectly through my parents, which I'm very grateful to both of them for. Probably my two favorite classes were statistics and cost accounting. And for people that know me, I've got a bit of a obsessive compulsive kind of addictive personality, very focused. And so both of those classes require a lot of focus, a lot of detail, a lot of logic, and they also reward solutions. So it was a great, and it fit well into my personality at the same time. I would also say that the byproduct of both of those classes were foundational in developing great critical thinking, which as a 19 or 20-year-old, you don't understand this, but critical thinking is foundational to almost anything you do in business life. So it is a byproduct, created a great foundation for that at the same time. On the other hand, you didn't ask me this, but my least favorite is economics, because, going into an accounting program, in accounting, everything balances, everything ties out. I would tell you, if you're graduating, the two most important things, which are very underrated, are work ethic and adaptability. You can be the smartest, most educated person, most relational, have all the things going, but if you are unable to work hard and you're not adaptable, you're not going to go very far. On the other hand, obviously you need an education. It's foundational to everything. But if you have a work ethic, a solid work ethic, and you're adaptable, you can do virtually anything you want. So I'd say work ethic, adaptability, hone those skills, and you'll go as far as you want. I think more than what's most rewarding about having a Walsh degree, I think more rewarding is the connection I've had with Walsh since I left the school, especially over the last 10 years or so. And being involved as a board member and being involved with the college and seeing the work that they do and the mission and the lives that they change, albeit indirectly, has been a lot more rewarding than probably the time I was there. Because when you're there, you're in the midst of it. You're just trying to make it through. You want to get your degree and move on. So I guess rewarding was what it offered me in life as a foundation, the education foundational to my career, which has helped me all along the way. And then the other rewarding thing is my involvement with the school as a board member and indirectly over the last 10 years or so. Walsh is a great, it's a maybe hopefully not as hidden a gem as it once was, but it is a great place with great education available to you, great curriculum, great teachers. It is very affordable, and you can do it virtually nowadays from from your living room or your bedroom or wherever the case may be. Walsh offers you the ability to get your education. It's in a very flexible way. You can work it into your own life schedule, your own time schedule. It's affordable. It's as convenient as a college education can be, and it's got a great programs and great teaching staff, and it's just an outstanding organization. It does great work. So it was for me and can be for many people a great solution to completing their education and moving on in life.